Hey everyone, welcome back to Blade and Brush. I'm Mike, your West Shaver, back with another video. And today we are showcasing a razor that I've not shown on the channel before. And this is the Viking's Blade Emperor Augustus adjustable safety razor. It is in cognac and vintage bronze color scheme. Very much reminiscent of the Weishi razors, only mutated into a sheer monster, or the old Gillette adjustables. But this is a thick beast. As you can see, it's about as thick as my finger, which is pretty thick for a safety razor. So yeah, it is a twist to open, as you can see, and it has settings that go up to number 9. I don't know if you can see. See if we can get this to focus here. I don't think so, but yeah. So yeah, it goes all the way up to number 9 and then max. So at least 10 settings. So yeah, you do get quite a number of them. It's truly an old school design. The knurling on this is nice and grippy. It's kind of like alternates between the Weishi 9306 knurling and then just a really long rectangular knurling. So very good grip on this. It's got the Viking's Blade logo and name on the top, so you know which side of the razor you're using when you flip around. I do like that. And also, I don't know if the camera will show this, but as you can see on the top here, this is a kind of scalloped comb, and this is a smooth comb right here on the bottom. So the scalloped comb is basically for normal cutting, and the smoother one is for a little bit gentler touch. I personally don't notice any real difference, but if more of the blade edge is exposed, then I guess you get a little bit more. So yeah, this is a Viking's Blade razor, and I got to go along with it the Admiral razor stand, because this is about the only razor stand that will contain a Viking's Blade razor. It is that much of a beast that it needs a special razor stand that is particularly wide, and my other razor stands just are not. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and use the Scarlet Zone from Shannon's Soaps and Timeless Razors. It's a collaboration made right here in Ohio, in Cuyahoga County, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and use that today. So let's get the pre-shave started. Man, Phoenix Q, man, nothing quite like it. It's perfect as a degreaser and also pre-shave. All right, so let's do up the lather. But first, empty out the bowl for my brush scuttle. I forgot to do that. It's Monday, people. Yeah, I just love the scent profile on this. It is nice and aquatic, but it's a spicy aquatic scent, if that makes sense. Yeah, so last week I had the opportunity to get some ground beef, and I made my own recreations of the Jollibee Yum Burger. Now, they're not exact copies of the recipe because the company does guard its secrets rather jealously, and for good reason. Otherwise, it would not be the dominant food chain in the Philippines. But you can get as close to it as you're going to get. So I found a recipe online. And then for the yum sauce, if you've never made yum yum sauce, it's an Asian take on burger sauce that is really popular. And it's also quite simple. In my case, so I used a half cup of Kewpie mayo because it has MSG in it. That gives a lot of good umami flavor. And then a quarter cup of Filipino banana ketchup, two teaspoons of sweet pickle relish, and then a quarter teaspoon of black pepper, just to give it a spicy kick to offset the sweetness. So I use that for the yum sauce. And then I had enough left over to go on some chicken. And I also did my own version since I had enough ground beef left over. I made a version of the Jollibee Aloha Yum Burger, which has a honey mustard and mayo sauce. And also bacon and a slice of grilled pineapple. By the way, I got this on setting 5. It's typically what I like to do with adjustables is start off with the maximum width or setting that my face will tolerate. Usually the right around the middle setting. That's the widest my face will tolerate, although I will go on a higher adjustment level if I'm shaving off a beard. Because I have done No Shave November in the past. But typically after a couple days worth of beard growth, if I'm using an adjustable, I'll start off at like number 5 or 3, depending on the numerical setting. Now, because this is a barn door razor, the shaving angle, you really can't ride the cap. It's usually between a 30 and 45% angle. 45 degree angle, I mean, that percent. It's a Monday. Like I said, I can't brain right now. My think is broken. But yeah. Basically, if you can hear the scratch and you feel the blade going across your skin, you've got the right angle. Yeah, the Scarlet Zone soap is a perfect soap to go with this, nice and slick. And believe me, you want a slick soap going with this razor. Because this thing is potentially so aggressive, you really do not want to use any pressure on this. You want to let the weight of the razor do all the work. And by the way, the blade I'm using is the Astra Superior Stainless. I just popped a new blade in today. So that is pass number 1 done. As you can see, it took off most of the couple days of beard growth that I had. And so now we're going for pass number 2, which is across the grain. And as you can see, I'm using my Omega boar brush. I haven't used it in a while, and I don't like to neglect my brushes. Especially the natural hair bristles, because after a while the animal's stink will return if you don't keep them in use. It's obviously not a problem with synthetic bristles, but with natural hair bristles like boar, badger, or especially horse, you really don't want to go too long without using them. So I keep my brushes in rotation. Yeah, the razor on setting number 5 really is taking off all this beard growth. Now, typically, depending on the razor, when I'm using an adjustable, I'll start off with the middle setting for the first 1 or 2 passes and then dial down 1 or 2 settings after that for the third and touch-up passes. But today I'm going to try third pass on the same number 5 setting. I'm not sure if you can hear the vent going. The air conditioner is on. And I had to close the vent so it wouldn't be nearly so squeaky. But it's still rattling a bit. Yeah, the Vikings blade razors have a well-earned reputation for being efficient. Especially their adjustables like this one. Now there are several adjustables in their product line. So you've got the Vikings Blade Emperor, which I think has a chrome finish. And then you've got the Emperor Augustus here, which, like I said, has a cognac and vintage bronze finish. And then there's an Emperor Meiji, which is similar to the Augustus in terms of the color scheme, except it has a shorter handle and it's got a red band. And I'll link to the product below once I've uploaded this. That way you can check it out. The razor comes in a rather elegant box, so you can keep it safe in there. Alright, so now we go for the touch-ups. I gotta love the residual slitness on this scarlet zone. Alright, that is the shaving part done. Now we start for the post-shave treatment. I got the T.N. Dickinson's Witch Hazel with aloe. I know a lot of guys like Thayer's Witch Hazel, and I do too, but it is way too expensive where I am for the amount that I end up getting. Whereas the T.N. Dickinson's, you get a lot more for a half price of the Thayer's. So, yeah, better buy. And it works just as well, so. And by the way, for those of you who have not seen my other videos, this is how I clean off my brushes. I run it under the cold tap first to squeeze out the initial amount of lather. Then I just dip it in clean water here in the brush scuttle and squeeze it out until the water comes out clear or until the bowl is empty. Whichever comes first. I would not be able to do this if I did not have a brush scuttle. But it does help keep my bristles nice and clean. That way there's no lather lingering behind to break down the bristles. Because soaps do have lye in them, and lye will break down organic material, including hair. So you really don't want to leave any soap in the bristles. Alright, so today we're going to apply some Lagerfeld aftershave. Yeah, last time I featured this on the channel, I mentioned I've had this since 1998, so that's 27 years that I've had this as of this year. So, yeah, that's a good long time to have such a product. Barely used it for whatever reasons. I don't know why. But since rediscovering it, after it was like packed away in the bottom of a box somewhere and then tucked away in a drawer in my bedroom where I keep all my shaving gear, or I should say excess shaving gear. I kind of rediscovered it and say, oh, I still have this. Awesome, I think I will use it. Alright, so now we've got the Nivea post-shave balm. Alright, and that is it for today's shave. So once again, Vikings Blade Emperor Augustus safety razor, the adjustable safety razor. You can get this on the Vikings Blade website. I think they also have an Amazon store. I will link to both, and you can make up your mind which one you want to buy it from. And then, of course, you've got Scarlet Zone from Shannon Soaps and Timeless Razors, a collaboration between the two companies. Get it while you can, because once it's gone, it's gone. So, yeah, it's a nice aquatic masculine scent, a little bit spicy in my opinion, but I highly recommend it. So anyway, this is Mike for Blade and Brush, signing off.